Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the General's Quarters. I am Social General Rob, and today I'm with James, the Irishmadcat, who is reporting about the LSO where Ben is playing currently. James, up
So,
to you. What do you got?
so we have some information from our bot and spies.
Oh,
This is the current ladder. Now, we believe Ben is player 3. The
player three.
standing, things have changed, so it's a cut to top 8 to day 2. And as it stands at the moment, Ben is player number 8. So, as it stands right now, he will get in. There is one round left to play, and currently, Ben is playing player 15, who we don't have a name for or a list for or anything like that. So we're going to have to depend on Ben
Right.
to fill us in with his after action report. So stay tuned and make sure and subscribe and hit the notification so you find out when he posts that. But what we can
Agreed.
do is the bottons have helpfully supplied some lists.
Oh, they
Now,
did.
some of these were taken with a bottom camera, so they're a little bit fuzzy. So Rob, I think we're just going to use the first names of people involved
Yes,
because
that's quite fine.
we're not quite sure what the second names are in all the lists. And they're in varying different formats. Some are very professional, some look like somebody's laundry list, and one is so blurry we're guessing what the upgrades are.
Well, not everybody is very articulate in common or abish, so that's
Yep,
quite all
yep.
right.
Like writing in fish people's language is hard when you're trying to put out a list. But
It is. Trust me, I
thank
know.
you so much to the Bothans
Yes.
because we know they're quite busy. Um, but yeah, so we're going to start with a list from Evan, who
Yes.
is
Okay.
Admiral Akbar. So he's got an
Oh, my favorite.
MC-80 command cruiser, classic home one,
Yes.
with Akbar, Lando, advanced projectors, leading shots, and defiance. So your standard
Oh.
dice fixing, making the maximum use of those shields. He's got an assault frigate with Kaken and Sholin, classic,
Mm-hmm.
ECMs, and H9 turbo lasers. He's got a Corvette A with Jaina's Light and TRCs, and then another Corvette A with turbo laser reroute circuits, and then he's got Tycho and Shara. The speed bump of
Wow.
choice for a discerning rebel player.
Oh, definitely.
So, what are your thoughts, Rob?
Well, as a person who loves to fly the MC-80 command cruiser, especially, and Admiral Akbar is my favorite commander. He's made one heck of a tank of a MC-80. I think that's going to be hard to chew through. The Corvette 90, it's the usual, I would say, kind of classic, fast, can put out damage, and then it's got Janet's light, so it doesn't have to worry about much going about any obstacles and such. Looking at the assault frigate, another fast one with Caitlin Sholin. Electronic countermeasures, James, I believe that's one of your favorites.
Yep, yep.
And then H9 turbo lasers. I mean, that's going to be a fast game, could be deadly ship.
Could definitely be.
And then another flanker of the Corvette 9D. Yeah, I think that's going to be another turbo laser. That's going to be another one that's going to be one that's going to be one we have to watch out for.
Yeah, I think my only concern is the advanced projectors on the command cruiser rather than ECMs, because if somebody has XI7s and an accuracy, you get to redirect through and then you're taking the rest to the face. Once they can lock down that brace, that MC80 can really melt. The other thing, advanced projectors is all well and good, but uh, like the one problem that the MC80 has is getting something trapped in front of it, and I think the lack of engine
True.
techs is a problem. The other thing I might have done with the second Corvette A, in order to give the MC80 a bit more flexibility, is put the Tantive 4 title on it. That way the CR90 can pass tokens to the MC80 and maybe give it a bit of repair, give it a navigate at a crucial time. But it should be like, the thing is, 4 ship Akbar is kind of terrifying to face if you don't know what you're doing, and it can put out a lot of reds. So decent list. There's definitely some changes I might have made to it, but otherwise good. Next we have Rob list,
Yes.
which looks to be 2 Starhawks, a GR75. So it's Krista Agate. They're a Starhawk Mark II, which is the one with the red dice flak. For those of you who don't know, with Ray Antilles, Nav Officer, linked turbo laser turrets, Kaken and Sholin, and Unity, and a Starhawk Mark 1, which has Lando, Nav Officer, leading shots, and linked turbo lasers, turrets, and Amnesty. Now, what? I've forgotten what Nav Officer does, Rob.
Nav officer gives you got a chance of moving. Basically, it's a movement. After every, what do you call it, navigation command.
I'm pulling it up there now, but my brain is failing me, and my internet connection is also failing to pull the card.
The Bothans are trying to get their information through, but we're going through back channels.
Yeah, it looks like my internet is failing me right now.
No, don't
but
do
I
it.
think that the Nav Officer, yeah, it just does not want to bring it up. Let's try War.
I'll look it up. I got.
As you can see, we're into the second list, and we're very prepared here.
That's what happens when you're using, Bothan technology and trying to sneak things through droids and.
Yup, it is a problem. Well, we are trying to record across half a world away, so it is
just a galaxy away.
Yeah, okay. Warlords is not working. Either way, Navigation Officer is an interesting choice. I think it.
Oh, you found it?
Nope. I have a feeling it.
Was it Nav Team?
No.
Nav Team or Navigation?
Navigation Officer.
Okay. Hold on, I'll get that. Right.
Okay. Why is everything so slow to load? Can I kill anything? Oh, that was wrong. Okay, let's look at the other things while our internet's trying to figure it out. So it's got Ray Antilles, LTT, Kaken and Sholin and Unity on the first one, then Lando leading shots, linked turbo lasers and Amnesty, and then just one Bright Hope with a comms net. I mean, here the objectives are really going to make a difference, and like it's a 397 point. What do you think, Rob?
Well, I mean, we know Ben's is 400. I actually cannot remember Ben's objectives now. I played them so much, you'd think I'd know them by heart.
Well, I think if Ben's up against this, the Starhawk player will just pick second.
Yeah, he could. He likes first a lot because he wants to be the first one to go at the last round.
Yeah. And Ben would out activate this thing. But in general, what do you think of the list? A Navigation Officer, by the way, what it does, it allows you to change your command to a navigation, and it's 6 points.
And for Starhawk, it needs it. I mean, if you're trying to do
slicers, maybe.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have Magnites.
Nope. I play a lot of Starhawks without Magnites. I only played one with it.
Like Nav Officer seems a bit strange.
It might be just a safety thing, just in case something happens. He puts a concentrate fire, and next thing you know, he doesn't need it because he can't fire anything.
Is Leia a better option to make that safety call, though? You put Leia on the
Bright Hope.
Yeah, on the Bright Hope.
Yeah.
And she's 3 points, and the Nav Officers are 6 points each, Rob.
Yeah, I probably would have gone to Leia, definitely. I don't really see Nav Officer used that often, to be honest.
Because what I'd love to see, at least on the Unity. Unity is the extra one with the redirect. Is expert shield techs.
Yeah.
The one where if you spend redirect, you can prevent a damage.
Yep.
Can you hear me okay, Rob?
Yeah, you're fine. I was just thinking, what did you say was Unity? I don't know, but I do agree with putting Leia probably on the bright hope there. I think she'd be key. I think she's more powerful than a lot of people think. Um, even on a CR90, she could be great. I mean, there isn't one on this list, but I'm just saying. Lando's a good idea.
Yep.
On the off chance that because Ben's got some heavy firepower coming in. And I like that he has leading shots, link turbo lasers. I mean, that's that whole Mark second one there.
Yeah, and he's got
Nav
Caken and
officer.
Sholen on the first one as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's got rail as well. He's got link turbo lasers again. So, I mean, he's got Unity and Amenity. So, I mean, I think these are good Starhawks. I mean, I really do. Now, what I'm thinking about is what Ben would have done. I think Ben would try to get to the sides of them. And I don't think the Starhawk I think it's speed 1, can do 2 clicks. But Ben can go speed 3.
Yeah.
So he could zip right around them and probably attack them from behind, killing Bright Hope along the way. There's no squads, though, you said, right?
So there's no squads on this, no.
So then Ben has like 6 squads, and one of them's Merrick and Jendon. So
yeah,
that's huge.
Yep. So it gives him a good advantage if he comes up against this list, but
Yeah.
it's still terrifying because it's 2 Starhawks.
It's
and like
2 Starhawks. Tougher. It's 28 Hell. I mean, Hull. Sorry, and and it's got the defensive. I mean, it does have some defensive stuff. Lando and stuff like that. The Unity, as you said. And then leading shots and link turbo lasers. I mean, and Caitlin Sholin. I mean, come on.
Consistent damage across the field.
Definitely.
The one thing I question is the nav officers, but
I'm not quite sure on that one either.
Yeah. Anyway, next up we have Ian, who is got an onager with General Romedy, Gunnery Chief Vermilion, Orbital Bombardment Particle Cannon, and Raquel, the title which lets it turn and move at speed 0. We've got an ISD Kuat, Intel Officer, Ordnance Experts, Flak Guns, Reactive Gunneries, Point Defense Ion Cannons, Assault Concussion Missiles. So that's coming in at 139 points of a Kuat. And that is just like, it will get to salvo you, and it will get to salvo you
hard.
The full amount. And it's got the point defense ion cannons for trying to keep it alive, and it's got assault concussion missiles. So even if you lose a little bit of a side shield from its salvo, when it hits with those assault concussion missiles, it's going to be painful. There's got a Glad 1 Demolisher with Ordnance Experts, Assault Concussion Missiles, and Iden Versio. Because
Iden on that thing? No.
Iden is just evil. And then it's got Raider 1 with Darth Vader and Corvus. So you can chuck the Intel Officer, you can chuck
Iden, and you can choke Ramadi, you said?
You can choke Ramadi, but
why would you want to do that?
Well, just to get that last shot. To be honest, I'm like, what I love to do is put skilled first officers.
Oh yeah.
On my ships, but I don't know. I kind of think the Intel Officer. This fleet is called Junk Drawer.
Junk Drawer. Okay.
It feels a little bit like that in terms of there's just a bit of everything, which is kind of cool and kind of fun. What do you think yourself?
Well, I know Ben's strategy against onagers. He's going to try to come around the side, which, I can see is the Gladiator and the Raider 1, well, even the Kuat for that matter, can easily outmaneuver, maybe not the Kuat as much, but the Gladiator and the Raider 1 could easily outmaneuver his ship and probably put it in whatever ship it is, doesn't matter which one, and put it in some serious danger. The Kuat is going to be equal to his Kuat. I think his Kuat is better decked out, personally. The assault concussion missiles is serious. I think he has assault concussion missile.
I think he has AP. Does he have?
Was it APT? It's one of the other.
It's one of the
one of those two.
others. But yeah, it's the reactive gunnery.
Right.
Which is less useful against Ben because of the Palpatine, maybe.
Right. That's kind of like, sure, spend another token. But I don't know. I think that Kuat is going to be a problem. And I think the Gladiator can be a major problem, sneaking around. And again, it depends on if the guy really knows. As you know, James, we have a problem with Ramadi. For some reason, we cannot use him. Okay. It's a curse on our channel. But anytime we do not have him, it would be perfect time to have him,
Yeah. Well, like Ramadi with Demolisher means that the Demolisher can run up behind an asteroid at long range and throw 4 red dice at you.
I know it's gonna be sick.
And then next he just jumps in at black, and it's messy. I think it comes down to who's first here, because I think whoever wins the dice roll wants first. But yeah, it's
okay. So it's a dice roll, and this one's 400.
Yeah, both are 400.
Okay.
It'd be tricky. I'm very confused by the Darth. Oh, I was thinking of the wrong Darth Vader. This is not the officer Darth Vader. This is no, it's a 3-pointer.
Oh,
we're idiots.
Yes, we are. This makes it worse.
Yeah, so that can strip the ECM off the ISD-2.
Yeah. Ooh.
That is nasty. So he's got the intel officer on that Kuat. So even if you get to activate after the Kuat and then the Kuat salvos, the Kuat can use the intel officer on the salvo. So even if you have a ready brace, you're not getting to use it. So that Kuat can jump in, you shoot it. It doesn't matter unless you accuracy all 4 of its defense tokens. It's probably salvoing back, intelling your best defense token, and then probably going first. And maybe you've taken all the salvo damage to one side, but then the assault concussion missiles hit, and it doesn't matter. It's what sides? And the flak guns mean that even if you're only hitting it from blue range, you're getting hit with all 3 dice. This is kind of terrifying.
It is actually, now that we talk about it more and more. And then finding out that Vader is a boarding party, it's even scarier.
I don't know how we missed that one. I blame me.
I don't know. It makes sense as an officer. I was thinking, but why would he choke out all these? He only has 3 guys choke out. And Iden, you don't want to choke out, and you don't want to choke out Ramadi. So why would you do that for?
The edge that Ben has is there is no squadrons in this list, but I fear by turn 3 there's a dead ISD on Ben's side.
Yes. Now, would you think that he would target the Raider 1 or the Gladiator first with his squadrons?
I would say
or the test bed.
The Raider 1 can cause trouble, but the demo will kill you. It's that simple. The demo will kill you.
Yeah.
And the demo will be in your side. The one thing that the demo doesn't have is engine techs. So it's not as fast, but still, if the demo gets to go and at you at black range and then gets to go again, there is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And the issue is, of course, that Ben is out activated.
Yeah, he's on. Yeah, you're right. That's scary. It's gonna be a scary list. We'll have to find out what happens, but.
Yep. Next we have Paul, whose fleet name is Provi Muni TF. So that's a Providence, a Muni, a hard cell, and a bunch of squadrons. So we've got a Providence loaded to bear at 154 points, which has Ruin,
Wow.
Hako, Thermal Shields, Jedi Hostage, Rocket Troopers, Assault Proton Torpedoes, Leading Shots, H9s, Invincible, and Electronic Countermeasures. So the two
Oof.
best defensive retrofits in the
Yep.
game.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's got Hard Cell Battle Refit, TF 1726, Rocket Troopers, and Link Turbo Laser turrets on that. So basically, the
Wow.
pleasure barge for the Admiral, so that they can stick the Providence wherever it wants to go. We've got a Municomms frigate because munificents are just the business. It's got
They are.
Tikis on it, rocket troopers, and linked turbo laser towers. So basically, effectively, that munificent is squadroning and
Oh yeah.
directing all 4 squadrons until they're dead, and then might change command. It might be too late at that point though, because it tickles itself to death. Then we've
Yes,
got
it does.
the Flak,
Oh
Hartor,
gosh. A POC
Diz.
prototypes. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just a Diz T81 and a Droid Tri-Fighter Squadron. So this is just a speed bump. But
Yep.
if you fail to kill the PHLA APROC prototypes, like, come on, boys. Boys and girls, don't be giving us names that we cannot pronounce.
That's a separatist for you. That's what they love to do.
Like, I can't tell the squadrons from the pictures. Their names are
Nope.
unpronounceable.
Yes.
But yeah. So what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I think in a squadron battle, I think Ben can take the squadrons out. I don't think there'll be much of a bump. They don't have much hull on them, and so I think Ben can easily take them down. I really do. As for the rest, now, like you said, there's 2 anti-squadron, actually probably 3. I'm trying to say, he's got rocket troopers on the Providence as well. Yeah, he's gonna have to worry about those a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's going to be raided. I'd
Oh,
raid
he's gonna be
Nav,
raided like
and
crazy.
he's not going to get to do his squadrons. That's the thing, though.
Right.
Once he engages, he's not getting a squadron command off easily.
Well, he does have Thrawn though.
And he does have Vanto.
And he does have Vanto. Yeah, Vanto. Yeah.
But
So
it's
there's
still tricky.
yeah.
Like, I do not like ISDs not being able to nav, and that Providence can go toe to toe with that Kuat and say,
right.
I've removed all your blacks from the pool. Please take a raid token of your choice. I'm then going to salvo you.
Right.
And oh yeah, that redirect you just accuracyed with Jonas. I am going to just ECM that. Thanks very much.
Well, the only thing is the province is not very maneuverable.
It's speed 3.
Right, but its maneuver tool is really bad.
That is true.
So he has the bonus on that if he can. I mean, he has the oh man, what's that fleet command that will actually make him maneuver quite well.
Take evasive action.
Yes, and so I think his main things he's going to have to worry about is the Magnificent and the hard cell squadrons, of course, too. But I think those 2 are the big ones because they can maneuver pretty decently.
Yeah, the problem
and he's got to watch out for those.
Is he going to get raided to death in terms of navigate?
That's the thing you do when you get a separate show. You got to worry about that. I mean, it doesn't matter which one you play.
So this one is a tough one.
Tough list.
Although that Paul would have the bid on him, so that one would be tricky. That is a ferocious list.
Incredible.
So next we have Robert with the fleet name Thanks Large Package. So I think that's a call out to Mac. A great TO for the old tabletop simulator crowd.
Yep.
So again, another separate list, except this time it's Admiral Trench on our custom support destroyer,
Ooh.
Tikis, flight controllers, Expanded long hangar bays,
Base.
sensing a theme on the ship, Rob.
I think so.
Boosted comms,
Okay.
linked turbo laser towers, and Patriot's Fist.
Patriots. Oh, and Patriots Fist too. Why not? Right?
Why not? Hard cell transport with a bomber command center and a hard
Oh.
cell transport with
Oh,
TI-99.
T99.
Then we've
Yes.
got Bactide prototypes, DBS 404 ship no longer found, as I like to think of him, two
Yes.
Hyena bombers, Dis T-81 for the Intel, Generals Grievous,
Grievous. Oh
and
man.
5 Vulture droid fighter squadrons. This is
Whoa.
just as separatists. My fighters will remove yours. What do you think, Rob?
Yes. This is gonna be tough. Definitely tough. The squadrons are and the squadrons are pretty decent speed too. Fours at least, I believe.
Yep.
So yeah, he's gonna have to really stage, and hopefully he does stage his fighters because he does like to do that, hold them back just out. He measures, best he can eyeballing, and before so he knows when to jump in. So it's gonna be who jumps in first.
Yeah.
Basically, and where he puts the bombers. I mean the Robert puts his bombers.
Yep.
That will depend because he's going to want to take those bombers out ASAP. He's got to watch out for Grievous.
Yeah, he's got to watch out for Grievous, and he's facing effectively Thrawn Light in Admiral
Yes,
Trench.
with Trench, yeah. And it's
kind
made
of terrifying.
Yeah, it is. This is terrifying. The Separatists are really terrifying.
Yeah, I think that the issue he has is I think there's enough Vulture droids and Grievous to tie down his squadron ball, so that the bombers
easily.
can go wherever they want. And with TI-99, that's the guy who you can activate them and they get countered 3 when they get attacked.
Oh, I know that it's sick.
Yeah. And and then his carrier just Patriot's Fist. And
Patriots
the flag
Fist. Oh,
with LTT.
oh, I know. That's
can
just
be bad.
no.
So it's that's all kind of pain.
Much pain. Too much pain.
Dodge that one if you can. So the next we have Trenton. So this is an SSD list. I think my spies tell me it wiped somebody out in round 1. And
Oh wow.
10 won them. I could be wrong on that. My information might be sketchy. But yeah, it's an assault prototype SSD. Moff JJ, your only man if you're don't run an SSD with pretty much anything else, because the maneuvers he allows on the thing are ridiculous. Brunson, Admiral Ozzel for the free move, damage control officer, gunnery team, quad laser turrets, point defense reroute circuits. Point defense reroutes.
That's anti-squad. Yeah.
Leading shots, HIEs, as in heavy ion emplacements. Link turbo laser turrets, quad battery turrets, Ravager. That's the one you can use a token as you can use a token, concentrate fire token as a dial, and then 2 Gazanti cruisers, one with repair cruiser, one with comms in, and one with Darth Vader officer.
Well, Ozzel, yeah, he won't need Ozzel right away. So he can get rid of Ozzel easily. I don't know if he wants to get rid of Bronson. So yeah, of course he does not want to get rid of JJ. I mean, come on.
Yeah, damage control officer can be thrown out the airlock if the person has no special crits.
Right. But I know no squads.
No squads.
A lot of no squads lists.
Yeah.
So far. Wow. So Ben does have strategy against the SSDs, and that's come in basically straight into the side, one arc. But this one, I don't know.
JJ turns. That's the thing.
I know.
And you need to have practice against a JJ ISD or SSD.
Yes.
It's that simple. Don't play it against it in the first tournament. If you're practicing against an SSD, practice against a Jurgerod SSD. I think he'd have a tricky time. But if he can get into the side, if the player plays it wrong, then he can just start laying in the damage. Marek getting in there and making hay in the same arc, but he may Mark may not live that long.
No, because link turbo laser towers, and then you got point defense reroute.
Yep.
Quad laser turrets themselves alone. Yeah, I mean that's just some serious anti-squads right there.
Yep.
So yeah, you could just take out Merrick or Jendon if Jendon's close enough. So
If he can get out
yeah.
of the front arcs with the ISDs, it
Oh
could
yeah,
be.
he will. He'll well again. Gerard's a whole different story,
Yeah.
but and if the comms net is throwing over extra nav tokens and such like that, it might help as well. And then he's got repair crews. I think you said with Vader. With Vader.
Yep.
So that's gonna make it tougher to take down. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough list. No wonder he doesn't have squadrons. He doesn't really need them too much. I mean, it'd be nice to tie them down, but that's about it. But that seems like a good list to me. What about you? What do you think?
I think it's it's definitely feckin' terrifying.
Oof. Well, I hope Ben can pull out some good objectives or something like that he can use to help him out.
Yep.
But wow.
It will be tricky.
Mhm.
Next we have Josh with an MC-30 torpedo frigate, MC-80 Star Cruiser. Or yeah, let's tell the people what upgrades are on the ship's
Yeah.
gens. MC-30 torpedo frigate with expert shield techs, ordnance experts, assault proton torpedoes, and foresight.
Ooh,
So
force it. Yep.
tanky and
Deadly.
deadly.
Hmm.
MC-80 Star Cruiser
Hmm.
with Leia Organa, Lando, veteran gunners, auxiliary shield teams, SW7 ion batteries, quad battery turrets, and Endeavour. So, just in case you're confused, it's Liberty, the blue dice one,
Right.
and it has a contain and extra shields on the side, and has Lando just in case the big
Yeah.
haymaker comes in. That's a tanky enough Liberty, and with Leia, it can do the whole. It can get those side shields up in one go. Then we've got a
Oh
Neb
yeah.
B Vanguard with auxiliary shield teams, link turbo laser towers, and expert shield techs. So that
Wow.
has, so that I'm guessing replaces one of the braces with the redirect. Then it's got the expert shield teams, the auxiliary shield teams, and link turbo laser turrets. Then we've got a Dudana's Pride SW7 ion batteries,
Oh no.
CR90B.
Oh,
Like, again, I would prefer the point defense ion cannons rather than the SW7 batteries on that one, just to
yeah, to keep it alive
keep it
into
alive.
while
But
you get in there, get into medium
that could
range.
also take auxiliary shield teams as well.
Yes.
Because I'm not sure the SW7 ion batteries are the best there, but interesting. And then we've got a GR75 combat retrofit with
Combat. That's a different thing. For rebels, I mean, they usually take the transport.
Bright Hope, repair crews, and point defense reroute.
So that's gonna be a real hard one to take down.
At least with squadrons.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, so that's a tricky list. Like there's some ships that hit
It
really
is.
hard. Um, I'm not sure the Vanguard is as survivable as the points it costs.
Yeah, I'm looking
It's
at it and I don't.
tanky.
Yeah, tanky, but front arc is about the only thing you want. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be difficult. I think that one might be the first to go down, to be honest, unless the CR90 gets way out of its league and then too far away or something. Too close to Ben. I mean,
Yeah.
squadrons.
No
There are no
squads in
squadrons
this
in
list
this
again.
again. No. Okay, people, come on. I'm sure Ben's happy, but at the same time, I think he wants a little squad. That's just my R2 there back there. Ben does like in a good squad fight, so come on, guys.
What do you think of the list overall?
I think it's good. The Neb is probably The one that would be a little, I'm not quite sure about. Yeah, the CR90, I don't even know if I put anything but the Donna's Pride on it. Maybe Link Turbo Lasers or something, or I don't know. But that GR75 alone is a hefty one, bright dope. It's one bright heavy bright dope.
For keeping
So,
everybody else alive by the looks of it with those
yep,
repair crews.
it is.
It's an interesting list.
It's interesting.
So next we have Gene, and this is the Bottoms 5 send this in a sideways format. So
well, they must have been rushing. So
yeah. Again, shout out to our Bottom spies. So it's an Imperial 2, Expert Shield Techs, gunnery teams, ECMs, point defense ion cannons, quad battery turrets, Chimera entrapment formation, Onager with General Ramadi, Intel officer, veteran gunners, gunnery chief Vernilian, medical team, orbital bombardment cannons, which is Red Beam and Raquel. I keep wanting to say Raquel.
That's kind of nice. I kind of like that.
And then 2 Gazantes. There's a Hondo CommsNet reserve hangar deck on one, and CommsNet and reserve hangar deck on both. And then 3 TIE interceptors and 1 TIE fighter. Going reserve hangar decks need a fix.
Yes.
Right there. As they, for 3 points, pull back 22 points of squadrons. But yeah, that fighter screen, great activation.
You will.
Like with Ramadi, the IST-2 is like, oh look, I'm hiding behind this asteroid.
Or one of its own ships, for that matter.
or its own ships, and throwing, with a concentrated fire, throwing 10 dice at medium range. Yeah.
Dang.
And this is after the Onager, he shoots you in the face with an Intel officer. So you've either
And
lost
Vermilion.
your brace.
I think you said, gunnery chief Vermilion, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, she is incredible. Now, what about the medical team?
It's got the slot. It's 1 point. 1 point of a bid is not going to help you. The Onager has no contain. It's got 10 hull. And if you're just plowing, punching that Onager, and then you flip over a crew card as a critical, and then they discard that crew card, suddenly you're like,
true.
That damage I thought I had him, but no, I don't have him.
No, the medical team's got it. No problem.
It's 1 point. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like the other thing for that slot, and he doesn't have the points, is engine techs.
Yes, definitely. That's, I think, what I would try to fit in there, to be honest. But like you said, doesn't have the points though.
No, he's at 400.
Like that's one nasty test bed.
And that's a nasty ISD too.
Yes.
And this is the thing,
that's
like,
good.
The Onager is speed 3, and if he's got like take evasive action.
Yes.
Like the Onager, like I got to the Onager, I got to
the side.
I won. Wait, where's he gone? Why is he behind me?
Why is he get my? Yeah.
Why is he? How is he facing his Onager towards my rear arc at this point?
Right.
And you're like,
and wait, where the Imperial 2 go? What did I stick to? Wait, oh shoot, why is it on the other side of me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
again, I think Ben here against this, Ben would be out activated.
no, easily. It's got 4 activations, right? What you said.
Yeah, but like the one thing is the Kuat has for sheer damage output. If it gets on the Onager, it will melt it.
Right.
But that is the one thing.
And I think that's what he'd go for first, is to get on the side, which again, as you said, he can maneuver like crazy. But if he can get that Onager out of the way, was it, how much points is that? It's 144.
144.
And the Imperial is 157. I think his are like 153 and something like that.
I think his Kuat is cheaper than both of the opposing ships. But it will be a tricky one. It would definitely be a tricky one.
Yeah, it will be.
But yeah, like there's nothing there that's kind of like there's no kind of, sorry, still
What?
learning the glasses and reading sideways.
Oh, that's okay.
There's no kind of waste on that list at all.
No, I don't think so. No. And I think the fighter, the bump or the fighter squadrons is perfect. They just keep coming back out, or two come back out, and so they just keep being a bump furthermore and locking him down.
Yep.
Yeah, just enough.
But next we have JD, I think is the first name, and again this is sideways. Wait, let me just flip this. Surely I can flip this.
Bothans have their different kind of cameras than we do. So
Yep. So I'm just bad at the internet. So we've got an MC75, a profundity. So the MC75
Ooh.
has agate, Willix, ordnance experts, ECMs, assault proton torpedoes, external racks, and profundity. So that is a very survivable MC75.
It is.
Does a lot of
That.
damage.
Oh.
Then we've got a hammerhead torpedo with jam, external racks, and gales on her. So yeah, that's horrific. We've got two GR75s, one with Hondo and parts resupply, one with slicer tools and Bright Hope. Then we've got a Jaina's Light TRC, Corvette A, normal Bob's Your Uncle. And then we've got Tycho, Shara, Lando, Rogue Squadron, and two A-Wings.
Okay.
So what do you
Shara
think?
and Lando are going to be problems. Tycho can be too, of course, but Shara and Orlando, I mean, yeah, they're going to be problems. And I like that he has the boarding team sham on there. That could be another problem as well on that hammerhead,
Yeah.
which has Gale's honor. So I mean, yeah, you let loose with the external racks, you throw on jam, and then you ram them.
Yep.
I mean, that's serious damage right there.
And like this person has 395 as a bid, and they've got 5 activations. So in all likelihood, can first last.
Yeah.
And like profundity pops out the hammerhead, and the hammerhead just goes
just
to
the right
town.
point. Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a very, very tough match.
Yeah, that will be. That should be. I'm not sure about slicer tools. I believe they add on raid tokens. Am I correct?
Oh, so sorry. They
That's okay.
change your dial.
Oh, they changed it. Well, okay.
Yep.
So even worse. Okay.
So they're probably like the real concern is if the person slicer tools them to the same dial as Thrawn. That's where the problem is. So I think he's got to be very careful what his Thrawn dials are.
Well, they're most likely going to be squadrons because he likes to do that with Thrawn.
Yeah.
When he throws, I think, an engineering one in there somewhere too. But so if he sees him doing squadrons to keep moving his fleet, then he's probably gonna slice it to his squadron dial.
It's tricky, but yeah, again a tough list, and that is probably, apart from the separatist bomber list, the most squadrons we've seen so far. At 22
I think
points.
so.
But Lando in this field, I feel like he could do terrible things.
Oh, he can.
He is the best squadron in the game.
Definitely.
Even
And
better
then you
than
get 4
Marek.
A-wings for defense just to stand around them.
Yep.
And then Rogue Squadron can do its thing as well. So I mean,
okay.
Yeah, that's a scary squadron.
Okay, so the next list is sideways again. So it's Chris, and it's another Akbar. So we've got a CR90A. So we've got a Jane's Light TRC basically for the first ship, and that actually has Akbar on it. We've an assault frigate with Intel Officer, Kaken and Sholin, ECMs, and XI7s. We've got an MC30 Foresight with expert shield techs, ordnance experts, H9s, external racks. We've got a flotilla with Leia, Organa, and Comsnet, and then we've got Chara, three YT 2400s, Tycho, Rogue Squadron. So classic Rogue Ball mixed with with Tycho and
Yeah.
Shara. And
I'll
it's
take on
coming
site.
at
Yeah.
399. So another Akbar list. This one is a bit more nippy.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess it'd be as Ben says, my OCD. I can't put Akbar on a small ship. It just doesn't work for me. Frigate is probably the assault frigate is probably the smallest I'd go. Um, it's just a thing I do, but he can keep them far enough away. I mean, it's a red dye ship, so it's good for sniping.
It can hide in
It
obstructions.
can hide. Yep.
And even if it goes down far away from the field, he can pull it back in when he needs to and keep it
Yeah.
safe when he needs to.
And the assault frigate, I mean, he's got okay, your favorite electric countermeasures. Caitlin Sholin, I know, really great. The XI sevens. I mean, that can be a serious ship.
Yeah, so you're only redirecting one, and
Right.
your brace is being intel officered.
Mm-hmm.
And they're re-rolling any accuracies because they don't care
Yeah.
about them, so that damage can
Right.
spike quite high. So it's a tricky enough ship and
It
puts out
is.
a lot. Like here, it depends. It depends whether or not he can get the Kuat onto something. You know.
And I think he can. I really do. Um, the frigate moves quick, and of course, so does the corvette. The torpedo frigate does as well. I'm not sure which one he'd go for. I mean, he does not like the potato, as he calls it, or the mashed potato when he kills it. So, depending, I mean, this is going to be a long range, except for the torpedo frigate. That's going to be a short range ship. So you might be able to get that out quicker if the guy sends it in. But the others can be just long range. I think the 2B is the assault frigate 2B is a red mostly. Does it have any blues? Do you remember?
The assault frigate has, in terms of flak or in terms of side dice, it has
Side dice.
one blue.
Okay, so it does have. Okay, all right.
And
I'd almost think I'd put link turbo lasers on that to get another blue in case I need one. But um, interesting.
Well, the thing is that the assault frigate doesn't need accuracies.
Well, true. It's got intel. So yeah, I know.
It's got intel officer for the brace. It's got XI7s, so it ignores the redirects. Now it has problems with salvos and scatters, but it has taken and shown for those rerolls.
Right.
And if you like, this is the thing: the MC30 is sent in after anything with a scatter. It's got the automatic, with the blue dice and the H9s, and it will mess up any of the small ships. And the assault frigate is for shooting the big ones.
Right.
It's kind of terrifying.
It is. And then of course it's got your favorite Leo gun on the GR75 with the comms net just in case.
I have flown assault frigates off the table in competition because I've messed up commands. Yeah, my first competition in, I think it was the UK Nationals.
Yes.
I went along to it, and in the last round I was so tired I just flew the assault frigate off the table.
Oh.
And I knew when I looked at my command stack 2 turns before I flew it off the table what was going to happen. So
well, maybe you can force it. So who knows? You might be able to force it to go that way.
Yep. The next we have the LSO Implacable First Fleet. Richard is running it, and he's got a Starhawk Mark 1, Krista Agate, Walex Blissix, Expert Shield Techs, Shriv, who's like the more expensive, less good Rebel Darth Vader, for anyone who doesn't know. Point Defense Ion Cannons, Link Turbo Laser Towers. Then we've got a CR90A with Hondo Jaina's Light TRCs standard, CR90A TRCs, Leia Comsnet Frigate, and then we've got Lando, Shara, Tycho, and Rogue.
So a decent squad defense.
Yep.
4
right off the bat. Of a bid.
What's his bid?
4 points. He's got 396.
Yeah. So it's all right. So he'll win the bid, but I think it's a classic CR90, just classic. The Hondo class is another. Yep. So he's, yeah, I think this is actually a decent one, especially, and it actually surprised me that he put Shriv on top of the Starhawk. Um, I mean, obviously, people are going to try to get close for like, especially the Quat, for instance, will get in close. But if Ben's smart, which he is, he probably won't go too close. He'll go after something else with it, which these are all fast moving ships.
Oh, the thing is, like, you can hide the. I think we've discussed this before, but you can hide the Jane's Light behind the Starhawk. So if he
Right.
doesn't come close, the Jane's Light is forever safe,
Mm-hmm.
sniping at you.
Yep.
Um, and then he's got like the independent. He's got Lando and Rogue Squadron to kind of hunt down a squadron or two,
Yeah.
backed up by the Mach 1's flak and the
Yep.
LTGs, and it's like.
Nope. Yep. It's
I think like this is the problem. There's no bid in Ben's list, so if this list gets to pick its objective, gets to present him with whatever objectives, and
yeah.
generally with that, it's going to be stuff that forces you to come to the Starhawk or something like that,
Right.
and
Right.
that can be a real problem. But yeah, it's again, I like the expert shield techs in Unity.
Yes. I think that's good. That's a really good one. And I know it threw me off a little bit with Shriv, but as I think about it, I think Shriv or any kind of boarding team would be good to put on a Starhawk because you're gonna want to get close. Most ships, anyways. Not the Chimera won't, but then you just throw it on there and go, okay, get rid of that, countermeasures or whatever else is on those. That so
It's tricky. It is tricky. It, that one would be a tough fight.
it would be.
Okay, the next one is fuzzy and sideways. Again, not the fault of anyone, but we've got Matthew, who's got Admiral Ozzel, who
Hmm.
I think more and more players are gaining a newfound respect for because he's A, cheap, and B,
Yes.
better than he was.
Hmm.
Admiral Ozzel on an ISD2, everybody's favorite ISD that isn't a Kuat, Riva, Chimera, local fire controls, flak guns, electronic countermeasures, link turbo laser
Wow.
towers, SW7 ion batteries, and entrapment formation. So he only gets one flak, but he always gets it off if he wants it. And
He
it's a long
does, yeah.
range, and the blue dice is doing automatic damage, and the red dice is getting
Yep.
re-rolled.
Wow, this
And
is
then
sick.
Riva untaps it. But anyway, that's that part. Then we've got a Gladiator 2, Demolisher, Callus, Ordnance Experts, Expert External Racks,
Hmm.
Architons, and that's a Glad 2. So I want to say that is the one with two blue dice.
Yeah, I think that's the one. I think the one is the red and black dice, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, this is the two blue flak dice.
Yep.
So this is a flak boat.
Which makes sense with Agent Callus being on it. Yeah.
Yeah, and external racks as well.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
then we've got
Exactly.
Nida on an Architons with TRC standard, and then we've got a Hondo Gazanti with Comsnet, and then we've got Valen, two TIE fighters, and CNRE, which are horrific. So they tie you down for the Demolisher to come
Yeah.
in. What do you think of that one, Rob?
Uh, it's scary. Hmm. The Reva is going to be a problem on the Chimera, definitely, and also, like you said, it's getting better and better and better. We already talked about the flak. I mean the not flak, the flak gun salvo. Um, yeah, like you said, you already talked about that. Basically, I agree that Imperial 2 is going to be a one massive heavy hitter. Don't think I see only electronic countermeasures for defense. So, I mean, it's a good defense, don't get me wrong, but I just thought I don't know.
It just means it always gets its brace, which is
Right.
important. But more importantly, you're never going to stop the salvo if that's what they want to do. That's
Exactly.
always the fear there,
Hmm.
that the salvo is coming no matter what, and it's going to do at least one damage, guaranteed.
and then demo just being anti
Yeah.
squadrons.
So the trick with that version is, of course, the squadrons are in front of you. You flak out your front. You move.
Mm-hmm.
You fart out your back at the same
Back.
squadrons.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then, so that's 4 blue with an extra 2 if they're aces. And if it really wants, I don't know, a Marek Steel dead, well, that's when
Right.
the Infernal
Exactly.
Rax gets popped on.
Yeah.
The only other version I've seen of that is Root the Strategist. But the thing is with Valen and Sienna, like I think his squad ball is in trouble against that, unless he keeps them away from the demo. I think he has.
I think he will. I think he'll try. Well, Ben will keep away from demo as much as possible. I'm looking at this list. And I'm thinking I'm glad he didn't bring his original list with the Quasar because I think he'd be in more trouble.
Yep.
I really do. So this list makes me glad he's bringing the Quat list with his with Chimera. So,
but again,
yeah,
this is a very
this is
solid Oslo list.
It is. It's a very solid list. That's scary.
Okay, so next we have Jason, back to Separatists. So we've got another Freedom Bot, as people call him, TF1726 on our Crusted Light Destroyer with Wat Tambor, the repair guy, Ordnance
King.
Experts, B2 Rocket Troopers, Assault APTs, Swivel Mounted Batteries, and Patriot's Fists. So yeah, just in case you're unaware, with Concentrate Fire at long range, the Patriot's Fist will throw 4 red, 2 blue for Patriot's Fist, a black for the swivel turrets, and probably another black from the Concentrate Fire.
Yeah.
And if you're in medium range,
rocket troopers go away.
He'll also come... rocket troopers you.
Yes.
Just for funsies.
Yeah.
For shits and giggles, as they say. So then he's got a hard cell battle refit with B2 rocket troopers, reinforced blast doors, and LTTs. He's got another one of those as well, which has foreman's labor. And then he has 1 transport. And then he's got flak prototypes, this T81, and 2 vultures.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Rob?
I think it's going to be good. I like the reinforced blast doors on the hard cell. To make it more survivable. So I think that's a good idea. I mean, that we're just going to leave the Recursion alone because I think we already discussed that enough. That was just a given. that's just going to be something you don't want to be around, or at least get to the sides of it or something. But I think the 2 hard cells are going to be something he's going to have to watch out for. The 3rd hard cell must be just for squad pushing. When 3rd hard cell.
Yep.
That must be it. And again, he's got the prototype and the DIS. I mean, that's just going to be,
nasty.
Like these separatists, I'm telling you, there's something to watch out for.
Like this one is generally just throwing a lot of black dice.
Yep.
And I mean, potentially you're taking 9 dice at medium range.
And that's the thing about the quad. That's the thing about his quad. He has to get close.
Yep.
So it depends on the deployment goes. If you can get one of those hard cells down, which is going to be really key, but it's not.
I think if he takes the flagship, if he can take the flagship before
it
gets messed up, and I think that's what you have to do is try and take the flagship out, because Recusitants die easy, but it's a case of can he get to them?
Well, yes. I think if you did a pincer movement, depending on how the deployment goes, of course, and objectives or whatever else is going on. But I think if you can do like a pincer movement, go 1 for each side, the recusant will have to make a decision which way to turn, and that could be the death of it. The
Yep.
hard cells are going to get in the way, of course, but yeah, I think that's the best way is to either they both, yeah, to go on a pincer movement because you don't want that thing turning its front arc at you.
Yep. You really don't.
Nope. Unless you get close, and I don't think Patriot Fist doesn't work close range. So
but yeah. It's going to be tricky.
Tricky. Yes. But luckily, Ben's been practicing as Robbie, who loves playing the separatist and hard cells, that he might have an idea how the hard cells work.
Yep.
So I think that practice is going to help him out a lot right here. He's going to need it. I'm just glad it's not Providence because Providence is a lot more durable, I think, than a Recusant.
Yep.
So
okay. But again, solid and terrifying list. And I think 3
yes,
hard cells in a Recusant is what I've seen a lot in Separatist
yes.
build. Next, we have Lane,
Okay,
who is another Thrawn.
interesting.
This may sound familiar as I read out the listing on this ship. Kuat,
Okay.
Grand Admiral Thrawn, Emperor Palpatine, local fire
Oh,
controls, flak guns, which we didn't have,
right.
ECMs, leading shots, and external racks.
Yeah.
This is the salvo on Kuat with Palpatine. So really wears its way through those defense tokens. Then we've got a
Yep.
demo with Iden, Ordnance Experts, APTs. Architon's light cruiser with NIDA and turbo laser reroute circuits.
That's gonna be a
Raider,
heck to take down. That's gonna be
Raider,
hard.
Corvus, Ordnance Experts, external racks, and Valen Rudor and Sienna Ree.
Well, those squadrons are gonna be a bump, but I think Ben can take them. Take them out. But that Aquatin worries me a little bit. Because that guy, if the person is good at Aquatins, I know they're hard to play. Well, I haven't played them myself, but I've seen Ben try to play them. He has trouble playing them. I think I played you against you once when you use your Aquatins very well. I think that one's going to be, especially Captain Nita. I think is going to be interesting. It's going to be like almost like a wild card. The Gladiator. Well, we've seen that kind of this one's similar one of them before, and I think this one's going to be difficult with Iden.
Yeah, the one thing there is Jonas can help.
Yes.
If he gets Jonas close to the Glad and accuracies that evade.
Right.
It's still a tricky list, and that is a spiky Kuat. A very
Oh, that,
spiky
yeah.
Kuat. So next we have Alan, I think it is.
Yes,
so
Alan.
it's Venator 1. Clone, is this the first Republic?
How about to ask you, is the first Republic?
I think it might be.
Yeah.
So it's a Venator 1, Clone Nav Officer, Ordnance Experts, Mercy Mission, Spat Cannons, APTs, and XI7s. And then we have a Venator 1, which is exactly the same, except it has a take evasive action instead of the Mercy Mission. And then we've got a Consular Armed Cruiser with Bail Organa as the Admiral, Clone Navigation Officer, Radiant 7, and a Comsnet. And then we've a Consular C70, and a Naked, and a Consular C70 with Hondo and Aka. So he has 92 points in Consular Chargers.
Well, that console with Bale is going to be good because he's going to be able to keep it way back, and the Radiant is wonderful for that. And he's got comms and everything else, so he is just basic support. It's actually a good Admiral ship if he keeps it at long range and out of harm's way.
Yeah, so double spats is...
Yeah, double spats with, Mercy Mission. I'm thinking he's going to put Mercy Mission on the blank consular.
Yeah, and it can still contribute from shooting way past. The danger is, the one thing is that Marek Gendon
Yes.
should eat consulars for breakfast.
Yeah.
Even more so than CR90s.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
And Ben, like, yeah, that's where Ben has the advantage. The disadvantage is those spats.
Spots.
Just
Yeah.
bam, bam,
Because I mean,
bam.
wow.
But Jonas and the Kuat, if you can get Jonas and the Kuat close to a Venator is dead.
Yep. That is
It's
true.
that
Very, very
simple.
true.
There's
So
no
you just got to
way.
move his squadrons. It comes down to squadrons, really.
Yep.
Merrick's got to take out those Chargers, and then yeah, Jennings got to get up there and help work out those Venators down. And I think that's
Jonas,
the
yeah.
key.
Jonas and the
Jonas,
Kuat.
sorry.
You're all right. But yeah.
And I think that both Venators will probably be deployed close to each other, where Jonas will have an even easier time getting that accuracy.
Yeah, he may be able to deploy them in a wide field though, because they can support each other at fairly long range with those cannons.
True.
So he may force, he may, if I was his opponent, I'd kind of split them, force him to come after one. That one just runs.
Yes.
And the other one shoots the Kuat in the ass.
Right.
But yeah, it's a tricky one.
It will be. And then he's got to worry about that mercy mission. He's got to worry about that too, unless he get American get those constructs down.
And
But
whichever one the mercy mission's on, I think that's the one Mark's focusing on. Next we have Paul with, get this, another TF 1726 list. Is it him and
oh
Akbar
gosh,
are tied for most
yeah,
common commander?
I think so. Yeah,
So we've got a Recusant Light Destroyer with Patriot's Fist. I'm sensing a
of
theme
course.
here, Rob. I'm sensing
I
a
don't know
theme.
why. Yeah,
Maybe that title is underpriced and overpowerful. Could
maybe,
be.
maybe.
It is the Demolisher of the Separatists, I feel.
Yes,
It's probably not underpriced and overpowerful. I jest. Then we've got Shumei. Again, I think that's the first Shumei we've seen.
I've
Ordnance
not. Yeah, we've
Expert.
not seen it. Yep, first one. It's the first time.
B2 rocket troopers, APTs, swivel mounted batteries. And then we've got a hard cell transport with tickles, projects, and experts, and parts resupply. We've got a munificent comms frigate with Wat Tambor, B2 rocket troopers, linked turbolades, turrets, and Tide of Progress 12.
Oh,
So you bet
that's
if you swing for the comms net or the
yep,
Munifi, you better not miss. You've got one
yeah,
turn, or it's going to
right.
regenerate. Then we've got the hard cell battle refit, because with B2 rocket troopers, LTTs, and foreman's labor. So that is a tough ship that hits really hard. And then he's got 4 Vulture droid fighters for fighter screen. So yeah, again, like, nothing you can really laugh at here. And that what do you think, Rob?
I'm just wondering why he put parts resupply and protection experts on the same ship.
Basically, so he can hand out repairs and send the shields as well.
It just seems kind of redundant in a way, you know.
Well, the engineering tokens are going out to the other ships. When he does his engineering command to send the shields with the projection experts, Tickles also generates an engineer's token, which then can be used to untap the parts resupply. So then that can send more engineering tokens to whichever ship he wants next turn.
Wow, well, did I just learn a lot here, guys? Okay, I'm like, how do I use this Tickles guy? Well, now I think I figured a way. Okay.
Yeah, Tickles is really, really, really good. You just need to put him on a specialist ship. And the funny thing is, if somebody's got Rune Hako on their big ship, and you've got Tickles on your little ship, you can just generate a token with the dial, generate a token with Tickles, and then the Rune Hako can take both tokens each turn. So effectively, yeah, and like, that's if you don't want a comms net. But the thing is, what you could do is you could have Tickles, parts resupply on a hard cell. So you you token across the... that doesn't work though, because a hard cell is... I'm getting ahead of myself because a hard cell is only command 1, so that's not going to work at all. So
No,
everyone just forget what I said. But yeah, basically, Tickles here can generate if he's engineering, and he's just going to keep engineering because he's trying to keep that crusted into that Muni alive. He's going to keep projection experting, Ticklesing to either refresh the parts resupply or to generate more shields for himself. Okay, so we've one last list, and this is Aaron. I think Ben has partnered up with him. I think it's Ben Aaron is his team. This is yet again Admiral Akbar. Now,
Oh, this is nasty. I know. Ben lost a couple times this one.
Sadly, the hyperwave generator of the Bottons was failing as they were sending us this last list. So this is what I think it says. We've got an MC-80 assault cruiser with Defiance, intel officers, medical teams, advanced projectors, reactive gunnery, leading shots. We've got a GR-75 transport with Leia Organa and parts resupply. And then we've got another MC-80 assault cruiser with Akbar.
Should be home 1.
Oh, that is home 1, yes.
Yep.
Projection experts, advanced projectors, reactive gunneries, linked turbo laser turrets, and leading shots. And then we've got Charabe on 4 Y-wings.
Y-wings?
Is it A-wings, maybe?
No, I mean, I don't know.
I can't actually read that. Can we look at the points total? Let's go to the points total. So that is... I think there's 2 of them for 33 points. No, that's 3 of them. There's 3 of them. There's 3 of them, and those must be A-wings.
There's 3 of them. It does say 3.
Yes, that's A-wings.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay.
It's A-wings. So basically,
don't put B-wings there. I mean, Y-wings there. No.
Yeah. So, like, if you shoot an MC-80, it shoots back.
Yes.
Basically, and it survives a lot because it's got the advanced projectors. The danger here is if somebody accuracies that brace and has XI7s.
Yes. That I do know as a player of the wonderful MC-80s. I love them, but that brace, it gets accuracy and its problems. The thing is that I know that Aaron plays really well with the 2 titles. So he plays with the home and he plays with the home one, and he plays with Defiance really well as a combination. And he's given Ben a really run for his money, which is that combination alone, which is very deadly. So he gets an accuracy, and then he also gets an extra die if a ship is hit with Defiance. So plus the Akbar's dice. Yeah. So
this can definitely mess you up. I'm just the reactive gunnery. I'm like, I wonder, is there points for ECMs? But that's me. I'm very risk averse. Yeah.
Well, in this ship, as you said, with taking the brace out is very deadly to it. ECMs, yes, should definitely be on it to keep the brace, as you said. But I don't know. This thing is hard. It's a hard hitter and deadly. I've seen it in action. We have a couple of battle reports that's on our channel, and it took out the Quat no problem, and then took on Thrawn. Didn't take Thrawn out. I think they ran out of time, but almost. It was very, very close. So he knows how to fly them.
So with all the wonderful Rebel Admirals that have been released,
yes,
everyone's playing Akbar.
Yeah. I don't think we've seen any other Rebel.
We've seen Agate.
Leia was up there too.
Agate and Leia.
Yeah, Agate and Leia.
We've seen TF-1726 for the
a couple times.
We've seen
Trench.
Trench. Have we seen anybody else? Don't think we have.
No. But for Republic, we've seen Bale. Actually, I think that was the only Republic.
And then with Imperials, we've seen Romedy, we've seen Ozzel, we've seen Thrawn, we've seen JJ.
JJ, yeah.
Are we missing anyone?
I don't know. There's 18 lists here, so I don't know.
I don't think we are.
I don't think so. And if we are, we're sorry. Um, I think there'll be more people. Oh, Ozzel. I don't think I think he missed Ozzel, but he's out there too.
So the Empire seems to have the greatest variety in admirals.
Yes.
But I think
Yep.
Akbar is probably if you're like knocking the rust off, Akbar is probably the simplest thing to take to a tournament.
Yes. And unfortunately, we all have a lot of rust on us.
Yeah.
For the past year. So
we
yeah.
look like a bunch of Tatooine droids at this stage, I'd say. But yeah.
We do.
So Ben is probably going to try and report in after this how he's getting on. Round 4 is ongoing at the moment. I'm seeing 3 results already in. Ben's results is not in yet.
Oh, really? Okay. So as of round 3, I believe he was an 8th, you said?
Yep.
Yep.
But the only table 1 and 2 have finished above him at the moment, and those probably were not going to change his situation, whatever happened up there. So we'll await with bated breath to see what he comes out with. So, is there anything else you want to talk about, Rob?
No, I really don't. I mean, I really wish Ben his best, of course. And of course, we have a couple of Aaron's out there from our channel, our viewers, and then we have Northern Hero out there, which he's playing Rebelist. I know that. I think it might be the double Starhawk list. So I hope you guys do well as well. I hope we all get into in the eighth range anyway, 8 guys range. I think the SSD is going to be number 1 though. That was a very, very impressive list. I think he's going to be able to hold it there. So he was playing on Star Wars Explained has a live stream of Table 1, which looks like the number 1 player. And so
yeah,
an SSD is sitting on.
He has won his last round. He is sitting on 34 out of a possible 40 points. However, Aaron looks to be currently sitting at position 4.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
having won his match. So he's 2-2 on 26 points. So he probably needs a bit of luck to stay there. But
he's ranked. Oops, where'd he go?
He's ranked 4th.
There he is, ranked 4, which is not bad. I mean, as long as he doesn't. Let's see.
So the problem is he's finished his match.
Right.
So
that is a problem.
There is a possibility that people can leap over him. The way he stands, but he
somebody knocked Ben down. So, somebody knocked Ben down to 9th now. So
well, that is always going to happen because
right.
Table 8 finished,
okay.
And that has put player 1 into 5th position on 22 points. But the thing is, Ben is on 17 points, so a 6-5 pushes Ben back up above that.
Back up.
So it all depends. Like it is all to play for. If Ben wins his match and wins by 7 or an 8, I think he's more than likely in. Because that player 1 got 359 to 122. Anyway, we're going to go watch the Star Wars Armada Explained, I think, because otherwise this information is all going to be out of date by the time this thing is uploaded, right, Rob?
Yeah. I'm going to try to get out as soon as possible. But guys, by the way, just real quick, please put in the comments below that what you think. Where do you think Ben's going to end up? Okay, after you see this video, of course. Hopefully, no more information comes out that makes James and I's predictions totally like messes up with
I
them.
think reading the lists will probably prove that we were wrong on so many
Many
levels.
levels,
But that's fine. This was all for
but
fun.
yeah. So just give us an idea or comment on anything about how Ben's strategies would be against some of these hotter lists that we mentioned. And again, that's going to put you into the drawing for Admiral Tater's Ship Shops event that's going on right now. That Ben goes, and I'll copy and paste that and put it in the description as well. So, yep, just leave a comment about what you think about this, and thank the Bothans as well, because they've been a huge help, even though it's been some interesting transmissions we got from them. And James, thank you
No bother.
for all your Bothan connections, and also deciphering too, by the way. So, and also your tactic review. It's been great. So, James, anything you'd like to say?
No, I'd say one thing. I know this is Ben's first tournament in a while, and like I've been to a bunch of tournaments, and the only way to get better at tournaments is go to tournaments and lose horrifically.
Yes,
You got to get beat before you get better, as they say.
it's
Because
true.
your local meta is a lot different to the ones that you'll travel and see. So if you can travel
Yeah.
and you have your second dose or your one shot
Hmm.
from whoever, definitely try and travel. Because don't worry about how you do in the first couple of
No.
tournaments. You're going to get knocked down. We all
Yes.
do. That's how
It's
we learn.
that's how a game goes. I mean, that's how it works.
And Ben will probably win this thing, and then this quote will look very dated. But yeah, go have fun, meet people.
Yes.
That's what these tournaments are all about.
And that was Ben's number one rules, was to have fun and meet people, see different plays, as we said. And I mean, he wants to get to eighth now. He wants to at least be an eighth so he can be work play
So everybody,
tomorrow
cross your
on
fingers and
Saturday.
cross your toes and cross your
Yep.
ears.
Whatever you got, cross it. Okay. And may the force be with him. So
Okay, so I think the SSD faced the list from Paul on the top table and just
really,
won 5-6.
5-6.
And seemingly the SSD was brought to 21 damage cards.
Ooh. Oh, so we got a contender. Okay.
So that could looks like the SSD got the Providence at the end of it, at the very least. And
Hmm.
that is a heavily pointed Providence.
Yes, it is.
This is from the Facebook buttons, by the way.
Okay.
But anyway, that's all the breaking news we have right now.
That's all we got, guys. That's all we can do. Our Bothans are having a tough time out there. So,
And it's 2:15 in Ireland.
yeah. So we got to let James go now. So, before he passes out on me. So, he's going to go to pay a lot of Bothans, anyways, too. So, before he goes to bed. So, all right. Again, James, thank you.
Thanks for having me,
And,
Rob.
oh, it's been a pleasure. Always a pleasure. And, guys, just comment and we'll talk to you later. Have a good one.